Hello, my spooky bestie. It's Chantel, and welcome to my spooky library. Okay, so I figured I could do one more small video, right? Wouldn't hurt anybody. So this video is going to be my March wrap-up, and the reason why I said this one's not going to hurt anybody is because I only read a total of 3 books in the month of March, and it's depressing, I know. But I hope that with this slump that I had in March, that this big project that I have for April just goes ballistic. So let's get into the book, shall we? The first book that I finished in the month of March, wait a minute. No, I finished more than 3 books in March, didn't I? Yeah, I'm sorry. I finished a total of 7 books, which is more than I originally thought I did. So the first book that I finished, these are all mostly like ebooks and audiobooks, and then I have 1 physical book. So the first book that I read in the month of March was the short story The Man Who Found Out by Algernon Blackwood, and I read this for Week of Weird, and I didn't give it a rating because I didn't know exactly how to feel about it, because I didn't comprehend very much from it. So, and then I read Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer, and I gave this 4 stars, and I also read this for Week of Weird, and I honestly liked this more than I thought I was going to, and I was worried about how it was going to end, and then it just kind of surprised me. And then I listened to the audiobook of Wolf Moon by Nora Roberts, and I gave this 5 stars. I listened to this for Realmathon, which I think is the only book I submitted for Realmathon. I sucked really bad. I submitted 2 because I read Witch Switch by Kimberly Grell for one of my team's prompts, and I gave this 4 stars. And then I read Quicksand House by Carlton Mellick III, and I gave this book 4 stars. And I honestly thought that I was going to give this 2.5 stars or even 3 stars because it was going a little slower than I anticipated. However, by the end, I was completely captivated by the whole book and was just surprised by the end, and ended up giving it 4 stars. It was very interesting, very weird, perfect for Week of Weird, which is what I started it for, but I didn't finish it in time for Week of Weird. And then I read Beezus and Ramona by Beverly Cleary. I gave this 3 stars, and I read this for middle grade March. This book seemed a little too repetitive, in my opinion, which, in my opinion, is not a good start for a series, especially how big Ramona Quimby is. I mean, I could see myself picking up the rest just for the nostalgic vibes, but I was a little disappointed because it's nothing like I remember growing up. And then the final book that I read was an arc from NetGalley, and that was A Vampire in the Bathhouse by Nico Izuki, and I gave this 5 stars. I loved this. The artwork was cool. It took a different, the vampires didn't look like your average vampire. So this was really fascinating to me because of that. But yeah, I mean, the cover is absolutely adorable. How can you not like that? But yeah. So that is the end of my March wrap-up. Like I said, not very many books. Kind of depressing in my opinion, but I'm hoping that the month of April just blows me out of the water and I read so much and watch so much and do all of the activities and all of the Success April prompts. So with that, I will see you guys in my next video, and I will see you in the month of April. Stay spooky, my friends.